After Twisted Metal 2 was released and the PlayStation world went absolutely nuts, SingleTrac realized that they were getting kind of gypped in the deal, and after a falling out with Sony, the two companies parted ways, which led to 989 Studios taking over the Twisted Metal and Jet Moto franchises. Meanwhile, SingleTrac decided to take their car combat game engine elsewhere, which led to this little gem. Rogue Trip Vacation 2012 was released on the PlayStation in September of 1998. The intro to the game describes a post-apocalyptic world in which auto mercenaries can be hired to take average citizens on an incredible voyage of war and sightseeing. I like the presentation here. It's dark but goofy at the same time. It has that same charm that Twisted Metal 2 had. The vehicle and character selection isn't quite up to par with Twisted Metal, but there are some really entertaining selections here. Along with checking out each vehicle, you can also dive deep into the minds of these weirdos that operate the wheels. There are also some vehicles that can be unlocked. Unlike Twisted Metal, this game revolves around a gameplay mode that's a little more than just car combat. I'll explain. See, in each level there's, well, you know what? Nah, actually, I'll just let the game explain this one.
Only going over this once. You need cash. You get cash from the tourist. Find the tourist, make a slow pass by him, and he'll jump in. If another merc's already got him, you can pop him right out with a good old ejector weapon, then pick him up. Now to get the payoff, you've got to get the tourist to the photo op. Find one on radar, drive in and stop. When you see the flash, he'll cough up the cash. Use your cash for weapons upgrades, repairs, and a little bit of first aid. Your road trip is over when you blasted all the competition. That's it. It's that simple. Go get yourself a tourist. And start showing him the sights.
This is actually what kind of turned me off from this game when it came out. I just wanted good old-fashioned car combat. I didn't want to have to worry about picking up a tourist and driving him or her around to different photo ops. And though it's still not my favorite mode today, I do find a lot of fun in it. As long as you can hang on to the tourist, you keep on racking up the cash. And this is easier said than done though. You'll find yourself running from battles every so often in fear of losing your passenger. Control-wise, it's like I never put Twisted Metal 2 down. The only difference would be the sense of speed. This game is slowed down quite a bit, but I can appreciate that as it's a little easier to do battle. Other than that, the buttons are all pretty much the same. There's still a turbo, you can still rotate while stopped, and you can still jump. But instead of a button combination to jump, it's now done by pressing L1 and R1 at the same time. You have to keep your eye on your machine gun temp, as they can and will overheat, and each vehicle has a special attack unique to his or her vehicle. A lot of the other weapons are similar to those seen in past Twisted Metal games, with a few brand new additions like the eject weapon, which is really only useful when trying to hijack a tourist from an enemy vehicle. There's also a lack of health pickups. Instead, there are health charging stations which charge you money every time you want to fill up. This is nice though in the sense that as long as you keep collecting cash, you can keep refilling your health. If you're like me and you just really want to battle it out without worrying about keeping track of a passenger, there is always challenge mode. Here you take to the road with your only worry being kill everybody in sight, and this is where I spend most of my time with the game, as this, in my opinion, is what a car combat game is about. The level designs are where I feel a strong connection to Twisted Metal. In fact, I often wonder if this is what Twisted Metal 3 would have looked like if SingleTrac developed the game. With Twisted Metal characters, of course. You get your typical smaller based levels where there's nowhere to run or hide and the only option is to fight. Then there's the stages that have edges you can fall off of, to your death of course. And the larger stages that contain secret areas to explore. It's the themes of the levels that really engaged me into this game. It's funny to see them take some of the stages that Twisted Metal 3 used and they actually made them better than 989 did. And as if it wasn't cool enough that you're battling in Area 51, you can actually find a portal that teleports you straight to the moon, complete with low gravity physics and everything. I really can't explain well enough how impressed I am with these level designs. They really don't disappoint, from the beaches of Southern California to the hills of San Francisco and back to New York. Definitely one of the game's highlights. Visually, it's never been too much to look at, but it's far from ugly. It's pretty standard SingleTrac stuff. And most of the sound effects have been plucked straight from Twisted Metal, which I love. The only thing that's quite different is the soundtrack. The music has shifted from the heavy rock and dramatic scores we got in the TM series. Instead, the game features a lot of ska type of music. To be fair, it features a little of this and that, but the ska sticks out the most as it had never been done in this type of game. The boss of the game is Big Daddy, and you'll have to face him in 3 different forms. As a boss should be, he is extremely tough to beat, but best of all, he's a playable character after being unlocked, and you get to play as all 3 forms when you select him, but due to his size, he takes up quite a bit of the screen. Beating the game will reveal cutscenes, but I have to admit these are kind of disappointing after what these people drew up for Twisted Metal 2. It's a shame to see such lack of creativity here. Most of these cutscenes are extremely similar to each other and short, but at least they come packed with passwords. It's crazy because gameplay-wise this game is an A+ in my book, but the whole storyline and characters just aren't all the way there for me. Not to mention the new gameplay mode being a little much, but it does add a level of complexity that doesn't hurt the game and a lot of people appreciate. And because that good old-fashioned challenge mode is still there for us simpletons, I love it. This game is extremely underrated and needs to be played by anyone who likes vehicular combat titles.